So today's class, we will start the third module, which is embedded C programming. Okay. So still now we have seen assembly programming. So we have addressing modes. Okay. So from that addressing modes, it is a compact manner that we have the n number of instructions related to each and every addressing modes. If you see all the commands in assembly language, it is belongs to one of the addressing mode. Is it right? So for example, move a comma asterisk data. So it is belongs to immediate addressing mode. So that addressing mode you must understand. Okay, only then you can understand the commands. Okay. So now we will go to C program. Okay, embedded C program. So you can develop any algorithm by using C language. There are different languages, right? Assembly language, C language, Java, like that. So mostly we use most widely used programming languages. Which one do you know that? Anybody can say? Many of
C
the
language.
C language. Okay. So they use C language. But in backend, so all the coding part is converted into assembly only. Okay. That is near to the hardware. On the top level, you can see C language, but near to the hardware, it is assembly only. But the industries will recruit the people who are strong in C assembly language and the people who know the hardware part. Okay, that is controller. For example, if it is embedded is concerned, they will recruit this. They will expect only this. So let us see what are the topics in this third module. Let us see the introduction to embedded C programming. So here I would like to explain, though it is a simple topic, so it will not come in the exam, but this is a basement of your programming level. So how to write the program, everything. Okay. So next we will have timer counter registers and its operations, right? So and then timer based programming, how to develop a program using a timer. What is this timer, right? So how many of you know this particular topic? What is main application of timer? For example, I will tell you simple example. If anybody knows, you can tell me now. Otherwise, I will tell you where this application is used. No idea? Okay. So I will tell you simple application, the traffic light control. Okay. Simple application. Timer is used in the traffic light control, where it is used. For example, in traffic light, you can see from 30 seconds, it will come to 0, right? Exactly, right? 30, 29, 28, automatically it will come to 0. So this is taken care by this particular timer. So every second, your counter value will be decremented. It will be get back to 0. Once again, after 0, it will come back to the some other light indication. That light indication will be on for certain duration. For example, 20 seconds or 60 seconds. Okay. That is green light, yellow light, and red light. So this everything you can do by using a timer. So I can say timer is mainly for delay. For you want to obtain a delay, I want to glow one light. For example, I want to glow the red light for 30 seconds. Okay. And this 30 seconds, I have to maintain. So then I'll be going for delay. Okay. 30 seconds will be, the particular light will be on. And then after 30 seconds, I want to switch on my yellow light. Okay. So then how long this yellow light should be switched on? For example, 10 seconds. So then I'll be having a delay. So this delay program, this particular delay program, subprogram is, we can easily obtain by using a timer topic. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the another program, the basics of serial communication. Serial communication registers, everything we will learn. Finally, we'll be obtaining a program. So in this program, we will discuss about how to transfer a serial of data from one device to another device. For example, you are transferring a data from PC to pen drive. Is it right? Okay. How it is transferred? By using serial communication. Okay. By using serial communication. There are many number of serial communications. Like, for example, in 8051, we have only UART. There are many serial communication in the advanced controller like SPI, I2C, CAN protocols. So we have many. Okay. So you are learning only basics. Then we will be learning about the types of interrupts. Okay. So what is this interrupt logic? That is, if anything happens, suddenly I want to execute, though I'll be executing something. Okay. Suddenly I want to execute at the instant. So that time I'll be, this topic will be very useful, that whatever the process happening, we will be stopping that. You will be executing one of the program, sub program, which is very essential. Okay. Very essential. Okay. Right. So this is logic about this unit. Let us learn. So why we are going for embedded C programming? See, in the compiler, always which produce exa file. Okay. The whatever may be assembler, for example, in ALP program, if you compile that program, it will generate one exa file. So that exa file only we are debugging there. Okay, you are going to burn into the ROM. Okay, there your application program is going to be run. Okay, so this exa file, that's why what I told, the controller will take your 8-bit data, it will produce your output 8-bit data. But how, that's why we are using exa. All the controller produce the exa data as a outside. So exa file will be very comfortable for operation of microcontroller. Okay, see, the size of exa file is a main concern. The microcontroller has a limited on-chip ROM, right, which is limited around 64 kilobytes. Okay, so inside ROM we have 4 kilobytes, and externally you can connect 64 kilobytes. These are very limited. Okay, the final application code will be in the exa form. Okay, so always this should be very precise. Okay, why? If you write the C program, it will be large space, but only the advantage is it is easy. When compared with some other programming, it is easy, less consumption to write a program, and is whatever may be, it is easier, like user friendly to modify wherever you want. Okay, when compared with assembly program. Okay, so that's why we are learning C for easy understanding. For if you take any application, you can easily code by using C program. Okay, which is high level language. Let us coming to the one of the point. The data types, particularly very widely used in 8051 C programming. Okay, what are all the data types? So that is the character, unsigned character, signed character, int, unsigned int, signed int. So this has the size of 8-bit, and character as 8-bit. So 8051 is 8-bit controller. So most comfortable is this particular character type. So that's why this character will be we will be using in the program. Okay. So what is the data you can provide? The data range will be 0 to 255. So you can provide unsigned character equal to the value between these. Okay. In exa form, this is in decimal. If you convert this value in exa form, it will be like 002 FF. 002 FF. Okay. So how we are initializing that counter equal to 0 there. So similar way here, simply you can assign some char equal to counter equal to 0 like that. Okay, in decimal. Okay. So similar way for signed character, it is ranges from -127 to plus minus 128 2 plus 127. Because I told you, I think we have seen positive number and negative number. So there I told you that it will be ranges from 00 to 7F. Why I told you? Because the most significant bit 7 will be taken as for sign. If it is 0, then it is positive. If it is 1, then it is negative. It is negative. So that's why the ranges will be 0 to 7F. In decimal, it is minus 128 to 127 for signed operation. So in the program, if you assign unsigned character equal to some the character whatever may be a equal to, the value should be this range, okay, minus 1 or something, okay, plus 127 like that, okay, below that it should be below that. Then the integer is, it is going to be 16-bit, a little bit complex to the controller. The data you can provide, if the my data is which I want in my program, which is more than 125, then you have to use int type of unsigned int data type, so that you can provide the data more than 225. Okay, it depends on the value which which value you are going to use. Accordingly, you can use the particular data type. Okay, fine. So apart from these are all general. So coming to specific to the embedded C, we have S-bit, bit, and SFR. Let me explain bit. Okay, so bit is one of the data type to access single bit of bit addressable memory space from 20 to 2F. So if you see the RAM, already we have shared the RAM also. So RAM is 128 byte. So RAM size, I think you know, it is around 128. So which varies from 00 to 7F. Okay. So in between, we have a location 20 to 2F. This is the location more specific for bit addressing. So this is bit addressable memory space. So here it starts from the location 00 to 7F here once again. Okay. It will start here. So this everything, the bit single bit location can be, you can access by using bit, this particular bit. For example, I'll use bit the particular location 00H, then this particular bit will be, we are accessing. Okay, that particular bit we are accessing. Okay, that we will see while writing the program. Just for understanding, you understand that bit is more specific for the bit addressable memory space, this particular location. Okay, then the next we will see S-bit. The S-bit is a data type to access bit addressable SFRs. That is special function registers. Where is this special function registers? The special function registers starts from the address 80H, okay, 80H to FF. If you go back to the first unit, I would have given in the data memory. So here, this is the SFR registers. So whatever the special function register, for example, port 0, so this, the single bit can be accessed. That is port 0.0 you can access. Okay, if I want to use this particular bit, so you have to use this particular S bit. Okay, special function register bit. Okay, then we have another SFR. Okay, it is a 8-bit. Okay, since we have seen these two are bit, only single bit, so SFR stands for here the same, the special function register. Here the name comes SFR is special function register, where the entire 8-bit register is accessed. Entire 8-bit register is accessed. That is the difference. Okay, here the single bit, here 8-bit. Okay, to access byte. Okay, To access byte means 8 of SFR register. Okay, right. So this is very important. You must know. Next, we will come to see how the C program structure will be. So how many of the students know C language? How many of the students know C language?
Everyone knows, sir. We studied in second sem.
Okay, good. Okay. Just we have a refresh. Okay, because so if students want to revise, just take a look. So you can see this, right? How the structure will be. So initially we will have some commands regarding what is the type of program. You can start with double slash or slash asterisk. Okay. So just this is documentation instruction or write a program on something. Okay. This is like dummy, right? And we will start the program with the header file. Okay. Ash include stdio.h. So these sections, what we say as a link section or preprocessor directive section. Okay, here in this section, we will be having library files, library header files, or some other files which is subprogram to your program. Okay, which you have placed subprogram in some other file that you can link here. Okay, so and we have another section called definition section. So you can define that. So P, that is pi equal to 3.14. So wherever in the program, if you use pi, then approximately this value is going to be 3.14. Just defined it. Okay. Then we have a global variable. So area is a global variable. Okay. We have global declaration section. And we have main function section. Okay. Main function. Okay. So where you will be having the exact application program. Okay. Then if there is any subprogram, for example, here area is the subprogram. So it will jump to here to here. It will call that particular subprogram and it will try to execute the set of statements there. Okay. So this is the simple structure of C program. So same structure we are going to use. The only difference is since we are going to use 8051 microcontroller, here the header file is going to be changed like reg51.h. Okay, this is the header file. So this header file which include in your C program, which tells you that the number of registers related to the 8051 controller is linked with your program. Okay, that is a point I would like to say. Okay, and let us see. This is general structure. Okay, let us see some of the branching statement, looping statement before getting into C programming. Okay, so C programming, you must know these are all the statements, right? So if statements, if condition, just the body of the program, right? So here the statements will be, you'll be having. If at all the condition is true, then approximately your statement will be displayed or your statement will be executed. Okay, we're checking the condition is true, then the coding will be executed inside the body. After that, it will move to the coding after if statement. Okay, that is here. This is the central if condition. So for example, I have given, let us have a simple main program like that. So here checking the condition, 20 is less than 22. Yes, the condition is true. It will execute this statement. Okay. So any doubt students can ask me in between. So we have another statement, if else statement. If condition is true, it will execute this statement. If condition is false, it will execute else statement. Okay. Here the age I'm going to give, age is greater than equal to 18. If I give 19, yes, it is greater than, then this particular body will be executed. Else this body will be executed. Okay. This is if else condition. Switch case is similar. We have switch the corresponding variable or integer expression. this particular expression will link to corresponding cases. For whether, for example, here we have example num equal to 2, here 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4, switch to 4. Whether the case is 4, no. So default case will be executed. So the output will be default. If the num is 1, the 1 plus 2, 3, then case 3 will be executed. Okay. So this is switch case condition. And looping instructions, looping statements like for loop. Okay. So for loop has a syntax like initialization. Okay. For example, I equal to 1, we have a condition I is less than 3, less than equal to 3 or increment. Okay. So if it is less than 3, this statement will be executed. Then it will increment the particular I value. So until the condition get false, it will execute this statement. If it is a false, it will come out from the loop. Okay, simple number of iteration can be done. And this is while loop. So until the condition is true, it will execute the statements. Okay, so anybody can say for infinity loop, what is the syntax for while? Anybody can say? I want to execute
While of 0.
While of no, while of 1. Okay.
1.
While of 1. Good. Anyhow, you have tried something. So while of 1, if you place, so this body of statements will be executed infinite times. Okay, it will never stop. Okay. So because infinity loop will be using in our C programming, so that's why I asked you. So do while here the statement is executed without any checking the condition for the first time. It will execute the statement for the first time. It will do first. Like this is the statement I can compare with decrement and jump if not 0 in assembly language. First we will decrement. So like that here, for example, we are decrementing first time, then checking the condition. If it is not 0, then compare to the, go to the once again, do it. Okay. So equivalent assembly programming. Okay. For example, here, the first it will execute this, check for the condition. If the condition is true, get back to the do once again. Okay. So I have given some of the examples you can go through. And finally, I would like to explain this array. Okay. So array is what? Anybody can tell me? For example, I use int some of the variable with a bracket, the size of the variable. Right. So what is array?
So a collection of items of similar data types.
Refer under the same name.
Yeah. So a collection of items of similar data types.
Okay. So here you can use integer type of character type of array here. If the size is 35, then it will start from num location from 0 to 34. So that the 35 value you can place, but the initial location will be num of 0, right? I think you can understand that. So you can check with the array conditions also here. For example, the num of 4, then num of 0, num of 1, 2, 3. Okay. Fine. This is the just basic before getting into the programming level. I will try to